This guy is just a monster of a sauce, so no surprise to have that as first ban here.
All right, well, Supremacy, they're taking a while thinking about the ban for their side. Obviously, Avalanche won Game 1. They did have that extremely strong Ozo. Actually, his scoreline, when you looked, I think it was 8 for something, 8 for 2 maybe. Very, very strong.
9-3 at that point.
9-3, okay. So Supremacy might want to respect that, but they're actually going to ban out the Taka. Serves a similar purpose, but now they're leaving Lyra open.
Yeah, Lyra left open. It's going to be snapped up right away. And as Waldemar, he's played Vox as well. So his top 3 in these Challenger series has been his Saw, his Celeste, and his Vox. So I would be surprised if he actually doesn't pick it up here.
Do you think Celeste or Vox makes more sense? Personally, I kind of like the Celeste, just because you can maybe outrange the Lyra a little bit, be threatening, and make her go in with the portals, potentially.
Yes, but at the same time, if you leave that open, you don't take it, they could just pick it up on Snow Avalanche and have Lyra Vox.
That's true. That's a very good point. Supremacy, they're hovering the Vox right now. They are going to lock it in, so Humanist was correct on that one. And now Avalanche have the chance to respond. This could still be the Roam Lyra like we saw in the previous game. It could also be a lane Lyra. We're not entirely sure yet. If Ringo gets picked up, it still isn't guaranteed because we've seen Jungle Ringo recently. Mm-hmm. Where would you like to see them go with this comp?
Glaive. I'd like to see them pick up a Glaive and have this Ringo, Lyra, Glaive composition work together. Huge damage output. Looks like they're going to go away from that. Rona? Blackfeather? And it looks like they just want to touch every single hero once.
I mean, I don't blame them. Glaive, okay, so the reason I like Glaive most...
There you go.
Okay.
Back around the world, the Glaive.
Yeah, I like Glaive most just because they've really been playing a lot of... Oh, I just realized the overlays were the wrong way around, guys. Sorry about that. So actually, it's going to be Vox on the side of Avalanche. Interesting. Okay, so where do you go from here? Kestrel might be picked up.
Oh, it's going to be Krull. Krull coming in here. Krull, actually, he makes sense in these kind of compositions. You're going to have your massive damage output coming out of your Vox. So what he wants to do, he just needs to get into the back line.
All right, well, let's hop onto the Halcyon Fold, find out how this game is going to pan out. Snow Avalanche are leading the series 1-0 right now. In case you guys missed what we were saying earlier, we had to start that first game a little bit early. Let's hand it off to our casters. It is Scoundrel and Jingyi.
Thank you, my beautiful American colleagues. Wow, there was a lot of talk about the jungle there, almost as thick as the Amazon. And speaking of Amazon, you can get some brilliant discounts on Ice when you buy with Amazon coins. You get 25% extra, and also if you purchase with Amazon coins, you do get 20% off your Amazon coins back. But speaking of back, we see a Krull once more back in the game, and they're going to be going on to Scythe early on here, so that early jungle dominance actually not playing too hard in their favour. I think also just because superior positioning for Snow Avalanche there, they just managed to get hold of that shop beforehand, and Voldemar now going to remain safe in lane. Jingyi, what do you make of these compositions? Who do you think has the edge? Because never mind what Humanist and Jackson say, the opinion I care about, it's yours.
Aw, that's so sweet. Thank you. Right, so it depends on how it's played. Personally, I am a big fan of the one coming out from Snow Avalanche, and I do like that that Supremacy have gone for a Ringo. I have a feeling it's going to be a Crystal Ringo later on. I could be wrong, but I have a very strong feeling that it's going to be a Crystal Ringo. And Ken26, his Krull is very well known. He used to be one of the best. We've seen a bit of it. I'm hoping that today, he's going to show us that he's still one of the best Krulls ever. And it's all about providing that effective front line there for Waldemar, keeping him safe. Because something that we've always noticed with Waldemar and his Vox is that his positioning, he does like to get into the middle of things a little bit too much and leaving himself at risk to the enemy team. And hopefully Bastion there and Ken26 will be there to stop that happening. But generally, big fan of Snow Avalanche.
So I like Snow Avalanche as well. Do you know why I like it? Lyra, if she's ever going to look to make an aggressive play, you're basically playing right into the hands of Krull. But speaking of Krull, he goes aggressive. The right blood does come down, but again, Snow Avalanche taking the best of the trade. Sigil used defensively for some healing, and now they're going to push up into lane and potentially force Team Supremacy away. Kentisik using that heroic perk, really going in, but Cypher's not had enough. He really wants to go back for more, and the Smite will punish him. Resolute from the skies and picks up the first kill from Krull.
It didn't look so easy, but Snow Avalanche, they have just been on form the past few weeks. So out of the 3 Challenger Series, they've won 2 out of the 3. That's pretty impressive going. They entered this, they were the #1 seed in the Challenger Series. That's pretty impressive. impressive going there. And all three members, their names, as AJ and Human is saying, these are names that we're very used to seeing over the past few years.
Absolutely, and following the footsteps of their sister team, and actually in some ways playing very different styles, but looking equally as good. For a team that's come from the Challenger Series to be in the Evil 8 and explode this quickly. But speaking of exploding, Voldemar might be doing it soon enough, but he does manage to escape with that potion ticking away here. And will be able to just dodge over the wall and run to safety underneath the fin. I was going to point out that Lyra, if she's ever going to use her portals offensively, you play right into the hands of a Cruel, right? Because Cruel will just happily sit at the other end of the portal and say, if you come through the portal, I can apply weakness stacks to you. If you don't come through the portal, maybe I can jump through it and take out your backline. I like Cruel into Lyra. I think it kind of offers up a lot of opportunities for outplay.
I like the Finn as well, because I feel Finn's quite, he's the bulwark there is not going to do too much to her, and that force accord is going to be so completely pivotal if Bastion can land them, right? I absolutely love Bastion. I'm so glad to see him again playing in the Evil 8, because his Catherine, his Arden is outstanding, and I'm really excited to see the Finn, but looks like Alex's.
Pulled the trigger a little bit too early there, and actually the Achilles shot takes a kill over for Team Supremacy. Ringo picking up that one. Aurelian will be happy with that. But I actually think Kentisik misplayed. Could have waited for one more basic attack before pulling the trigger on that smite, and actually would have had the damage to do so. Bastion actually played, I think, 80% of his games that we saw this week in the Challenger Series. He was on Finn, and he had some incredible games, Jingy. He was honestly one of the standout players for Snow Avalanche. So yes, like you said, I am very excited to see him back on this hero.
Yeah, if they can just pull that Ringo in, Ringo should be hiding behind his front line there of Glaive, and if he can kind of manage to bypass that, pull him into the midst of all three members of the Snow Avalanche, Ringo is going to go down like a ton of bricks there. He is not going to last long, because the whole point of Crystal Ringo, which he is going, by the way, is just to stay out of the range of Vox. Just use your Hellfire Brew, use your Achilles, rely on Saif there, to kind of just be your front line, do a lot of the output a lot of the damage. But it does rely on Ringo being safe and watching his positioning.
Absolutely, and they're going to be taking away some early items here, and I think that's a fountain already finished here for Bastion, so he's going to have a slight advantage over his counterpart in the form of Alex SS, and this could be a time for Snow Avalanche to look for some fights with the engage of Kentisik. He has got From Hell's Heart, so he may be looking to engage with that Jingy, and if he does, it could give a massive advantage in the early game here. Polite Company comes through, but that's all that will happen, and Finn just going to be walking away back towards Voldemar here. Not going to be too aggressive, as Kentisik is now clearing his back camps away. And it's actually going to give a little bit of time for the XP to level out here, as Cypher's also hit level 6. But you would say, probably in terms of making an engage happen, the level 6 on the Cruel is probably far more influential than that of the Glaive.
Well, Ringo has just reached level 6, and 2 out of the 3 members there on Snow Avalanche don't have a reflex block yet, but of course you don't really want to be throwing your Hellfire Brew onto a Cruel or a Finn, both very tanky in their own right, and Waldemar, he's prepared, he's got that reflex block. Oh!
From Hell's Heart lands onto Aurelian, he will go down. Cruel manages to land the smite this time. The Bright Bulwark does get that slowdown though, so it will allow Alex SS to remain safe, and Snow Avalanche will start to push down this wave with Bastion here. Pretty close to level 6 in his own right, actually. He's probably not too far off hitting that Forced Accord. Polite Company comes through, which I think is the most ironically named now, just going to be soaking up some more experience.
Yeah, I like that they're leading
ability in the game. And Bastion
leaving Kentisik to kind of solo farm there in the jungle, just getting all the XP and gold he needs there. And he's Cruel, he can do it on his own. It doesn't matter, he's not going to die. He's got lifesteal built into his kit. And this way they're keeping Waldemar safe, and Waldemar going for that weapon Fox there. They're just going to try and be taking out that Glaive there. Ringo's going to be the biggest problem staying in the back line.
Well, what do you think of this Ringo, by the way? Shatterglass first, Shingy. We've seen a lot of alternating currents first from Ringo, but this is Shatterglass first.
I much prefer this. So I see alternating current, I just feel like it doesn't do that much damage. And Shatterglass, you rely completely on your skills there, but what it does require is a lot of the health, it requires a lot of energy conservation. Just be careful with not using your skills too frivolously. And one person I think did a really good Crystal Ringo was Palmatorov playing for Team Secret. He did an excellent Crystal Ringo. He was like, had a ridiculous KDA, hadn't died once. And this is how you should be played. Just be very careful with him. Just stand in the back line. Allow Saif and Alex there to peel for you. And that should keep him safe. And that Hellfire Brewer is going to be so important if he lands it there.
Bastion walks through. He's now hit level 6. Could be looking for a forced accord under the turret. Kenty6 is now going to back away. Afterburn doesn't quite land in the right position, so Kenty6 will be knocked to safety. But Team Supremacy, they're looking to be aggressive. Alex SS gets locks up either from Hell's Heart. The forced accord comes through. Ringo and Lyra will be going down, but no, the Fountain managing to save some time here. Voldemar chasing, but that does mean that the rest of Team Supremacy should be moderately safe. The Smite is unable to finish the damage here on safe. Can Kenty6 get that heroic perk revved up? Can he chase after the glaive in this situation? He does get through, but the afterburn is there, and the scout trap also doing a little bit of slowing, and Snow Avalanche will happily take that one for nothing, but probably feeling a little bit sour that he didn't pick up any more.
Yeah, well, they're going to get the jungle anyway coming out for the jungle of Supremacy, and I think that's going to be a pretty good going, but Kenty6 looking for more.
Yeah, he is. He's looking to get onto Saif. Saif already taking a lot of weakness stacks, does have to afterburn away again, and actually Kenty6, the Hellfire Brew comes through. That's a lot of damage, but he should potentially be okay. It is burning away here. The Fountain does come through and Kenty6 will survive. So that is a good Fountain from Bastion, and actually Snow Avalanche have managed to stem the tide of that Hellfire Brew.
I like that Kenty6 going for that aftershock there. Oh, it looks like another fight's going to be breaking out right now.
Oh, Brightful worked really well here because Kenty6 is already down. Now it's up to Voldemar. Can Bastion and Voldemar do the damage needed? But Voldemar in the middle of his team, taken very low. Now it's literally Alex. He does get the final kill with the basic attack. It's a support versus support fight, and Finn is looking very healthy here. Does manage to take out the Lyra before that Sigil procs the heal. And Snow Avalanche again coming away with a slim win.
They're not going to get the gold mine, and I don't think they're going to get the turret, but they got the ace, and that's, that's pretty good there for them. And as I was saying before, I like the aftershock build coming out onto Kenty6, because the Hellfire Brew, it's going to be really good because it increases the barrier coming out from his Dead Man's Rush, and that's going to be really important with the Hellfire Brew coming out from Ringo's. If he gets that landing on him, he just needs to dash forward and build a really big barrier to prevent the burn coming out too much.
Yes, absolutely. So it's about that time, Jingyi. I think it's item time. What are we seeing? Why are we seeing it? And what do we expect to see in the future?
Well, what we're seeing is a lot of damage coming out from Aurelian. I have no idea how to say that. I'm just going to go for Aurelian.
I go for Aurelian, so just for the sake of consistency, go for that one.
Okay. And the thing I'm a bit worried about, he doesn't have that much Crow. He gets hit by the Hell's Heart.
Oh, the Hell's Heart comes through again. He doesn't yet have that reflex block, so we'll go down to the Vox. Voldemar has not finished yet, though. Alex SS gets dragged in by the anchor. He's going to potentially hit the depths as he gets taken very low. The Smite not actually doing it. The Fountain coming out at the last minute. That was, again, potentially a little bit early on that Smite, thinking he was able to pick up the kill, but Saif will probably pay the price as he gets taken very low. Again, another early Smite, but does eventually go down. And now Alex, the final target, actually going to back off under turret and be okay, but I think he needs to be very careful because, this is a very, very healthy, or at least majority healthy, Snow Avalanche, apart from Vox. Obviously, Voldemar taken very low. He could have potentially died very easily there.
That's... I liked how Waldemar used the arcane passage to reposition himself safely, using your kind of enemy skill to your advantage there. I think that was really nice use of it, and they're going to get a turret out of it, so they're 2k ahead in gold. This is kind of the Snow Avalanche that we've been seeing week in, week out for the Challenger series, and they're really making it look easy. Aurelian, though, he really needs to get that reflex block. We saw how that quickly that fight changed there for Supremacy without that reflex block. They're going to get caught.
Now, right?
Yeah, they're going to get caught.
3 times we've seen from Hell's Heartland plumb onto Aurelian, and he goes down instantaneously. I think reflex block needs to be top of his list, but as it stands, he is full of crystal bits, so he's probably going to upgrade one of those before picking up a reflex block, which could potentially spell disaster for Team Supremacy, because another couple of those fights, and they're suddenly trying to claw back a pretty serious disadvantage.
Yeah, Saif also needs to get a reflex block as well, because right now you don't really want him jumping in to take the hits for them, and that's going to be a Hellfire Brew.
It's going to be a Hellfire Brew here. Saif taken already pretty low. The nice block onto the dragon from the anchor there, but Alex SS is going to have to teleport away. Voldemar taken very low, but will actually pick up a kill with Finn here, and Saif now the next target. Cruel picks up Lyra. It is now a 2-0 as Saif is, well, escaping into the jungle, but I'm not sure escaping is the correct word. Cruel is going to come through. He's going to try and cut them off. The heroic perk not activated, but I don't think he needs it. Afterburn didn't go the right way.
No, I think he's just trying to delay, but...
So they pick up the ace? I think they actually picked up the ace there.
Yeah, they got the ace.
Yeah, so that's good. They're going to pick up the gold mine. Not sure how much they can do with the ace. Maybe they can push onto the turrets, but it's just the dominance they now have in terms of gold lead as well as jungle presence.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, there's a very good start there, and like we said, Aurelian, he really needs to get that reflex block, focus a little bit more on positioning, because right now I feel like he's getting caught out way too much, and not just by that Hell's Heart. He needs to be a little bit more back, because as a Crystal Ringo goes, you need to be in the back line, and without, it's just, we're not seeing any of that, and that's actually very disappointing to see. Don't play Crystal Ringo if you're not going to play it properly.
Oh, Jingyi throwing down the hammer right here. You heard it here first, boys.
The snow hammer.
So you heard it here first, boys. Don't play Crystal Ringo if you're not going to play it properly. Bastion now going to have to be careful. Polite Company comes through. Actually, they do get an engage. The portal used fairly... I'd say that's fairly willy-nilly. It's a bit of a British term if anyone doesn't get it. But they use that a little bit, I guess, without cause. The From Hell's Heart doesn't land, neither does the company. Voldemort is going to back off here. I think this is actually probably just going to be a disengage from everybody. Actually, all these ultimates are, coming out at such random times. It's just throwing me off. It doesn't really feel like a proper engage. It's just like, who can throw an ultimate after each other? And the Hellfire Brew not followed up on either.
I feel like there's not much communication going on, and that, you know, that portal coming out from Lyre could have been good if it'd been followed up by the rest of the teammates. And again, we're seeing these ultimates being thrown out, but no follow-up from your teammates. You know, it feels like they're each taking a turn to say, oh, let's go engage, and the other's like, no, we're fine. We're just gonna take a step back there. But this is not how you should be, you know, trying to play your first Evil 8 game. You know, your second Evil 8 game.
So, I want to pick your brains on something here, Jingyi. I want to look at this Cruel build. It's obviously Shiver Steel, pretty core on Cruel, but the Aftershock is there. He's also picked up a Blazing Salvo. What do you think about this Aftershock on Cruel? Is it a sort of like a From Hell's Heart and then a huge hit afterwards?
The way about the Aftershock is it gives an increased barrier on your Dead Man's Rush, and that actually does quite a lot, especially against the Crystal Ringo, as I mentioned before. You know, keeps you alive and negates some of the burn damage coming out, and it's something we see Palmatoro. Oh, wait, there's a fight coming out right now.
Oh, the pull-in is fantastic. Aurelian caught once more, but Voldemort actually taken out pretty quickly as well. Now it's up to Kentisik. Can he do the damage needed to take out Aurelian? Yes, he can with the smite. Alex SS is now the target. They're kind of ignoring Scythe at this point in time, and the switch targets has finally happened. They need to build those weakness stacks. They need to put that kitty down. He knows he's not doing much damage right now, and Kentisik is out-damaging Scythe at this point in time, but the Sigil does provide a good amount of healing. Are they going to continue this chase? The smite comes through, but it's not enough once more, but there is the Dead Man's Rush. Alex is now the target. The portal comes through, but Bastion goes through as well. From Hell's Heart has landed. Alex now is going to be smoked down, and Scythe actually, at the end of it, is the only one to escape with his life.
That was a pretty good fight there for Supremacy. They got the kill on Waldemar, which is, you know, their main target. He is the squishiest one there by far. He is the main damage dealer for Snow Avalanche. The problem was there with Kentusik, he was just incredibly sticky. They just could not shake him off there, and that's the thing about Cruel. And especially this type of Cruel. He's got Journey Boost, he's got Shiver Steel, he's got that Dead Man's Rush, and he's been using his heroic perk very well indeed. And he is just diving straight on every time. They just can't shake him off, and that's I feel like they could have used the speed up coming up from the Imperial Sigil a little bit better. They're just trying to increase the gap there, or even a War Treasure would be good.
Oh, Polite Company, Force to Core comes through, but unable to land. I think Wait for It was also used, and actually that was Snow Avalanche just throwing a miss right there, and they're going to walk over a flare. Interestingly enough, Jingyi, you can see a clockwork, I believe, on Bastion, which means during these fights, and especially you saw it in that last fight illustrated very well, Polite Company was such a great sustain tool for Kentisik. Just Polite Company over and over and over again. Just able, I think actually it might be a chronograph, not quite yet finished the clockwork, but you know what I mean. It's just the cooldown reduction is there now, and actually Bastion spamming that Polite Company, able to give Kentisik a little bit of, I guess, sustain in terms of that fortified health.
Yeah, and it's also going to be good for the Force Accord as well. It's up way more often. I think we're going to be seeing it pretty soon, hopefully.
Pretty soon there's the right bulwark, but actually they're going straight onto Aurelian. The weakness stacks are starting to build. He gets dragged in right here. He's going to be the target. Scythe is going to be forced to go away. Kentisik now still building those weakness stacks, unable to get the smite just yet. It doesn't actually get the kill, but it doesn't matter because Voldemar is cleaning up that backline. Hellfire Brew coming through. Kentisik does block it, but can he survive the damage? Yes, he will. He will survive at the very last. Actually, a lovely quibble there. The Bright Bulwark is going to do absolutely nothing as darkness ensues, and the ace comes through here for Snow Avalanche.
And they're going to get a Kraken from this. They're going to get a very good fight there. And, you know, before I was saying, even though it looked like Snow Avalanche were winning most of the fights, if you looked at the kills, it certainly looked that way. They actually didn't have that much of a goal difference, but that goal difference now is 6k, and that's up quite a bit in the last few minutes.
It has indeed, Jingy. This is a huge advantage now for Snow Avalanche, and they are going to be following the steps of their sister team and making it towards tomorrow. What a great start for the Snow organization in this split of the Evil 8. You couldn't ask for anything better. Both of your teams coming out with the win, and this is a 2-0 as well. Snow Avalanche just schooling Team Supremacy right now on how to play Vainglory, how to roam the Halcyon Fold. Looks
they're going
to run with the Kraken now. So I was just going to say, baby Kraken. I like to call Finn Baby Kraken. So he's running with his mum now.
Yes, I love this skin, this tier 3 skin. You know, it looks like it's really reminds me of Lord of the Rings there. And if you want it, you can get it right now with ice.
Oh, what a nice play there. Voldemar actually blocks the Hellfire Brew, but does take the damage. Light Company just to provide a little bit of fortified health. The Force Accord is blocked. I believe that was the Crucible. The wait for it actually misses everybody, and now this is a good opportunity for Team Supremacy to do something if they need to. The portal is out and defensive. Scythe is absolutely destroyed. Vox picks up the first. Alex is now the target. Aurelian, Bright Bulwark comes through. Another Forced Accord. Do you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? Cruel gets the smite, and Alex is the last one standing. They don't get the ace, but it should be enough because Kraken is healthy enough for them to finish the game. This could be a 2-0 sweep here in the first best of 3 for Snow Avalanche in their first showing in the Evil 8.
Snow going to get 2 consecutive wins, with Snow Tsunami winning against SK Gaming early on today in the first series, and now we're going to see Snow Avalanche as well in a 2-0. And that game, I think, was really nicely done. I feel like Aurelian there on that Crystal Ringo just didn't make much of an impact there. Yeah, you know, I made it sound like Aurelian can play Crystal Ringo, but he can. It's just getting caught.
You can't backtrack now, Jimmy.
I feel bad.
You can't backtrack now.
It feels bad.
No, don't feel bad.